हेलो पैरा बॉय, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम भाई। खेलेगी नहीं गेंशिन फिर? अरे आज तो एक भी गेम नहीं खेला मैं। काय का वैलो का कि गेंशिन का? वैलो नहीं खेलेगा आज। वैलो में मॉर्निंग में खेला था थोड़ा।
Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some. We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello there.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dia!
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard. Not that the Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt...
That sounds like something they would say, all right. You're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished the shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my...
What? She said they'll treat you to the best...
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would... There are so many places I still have...
I'm sorry, my lady.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Alright. Ever since you first said... Have you been delayed?
Nah.
Did you swear on... If something...
I just thought mercenary life...
That doesn't change...
My lady. Alright. Okay. Let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex... My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts.
Hello,
not a large group, but every member is loyal. However, not...
Dashret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it.
स्टोरी क्वेस्ट स्टार्ट हुआ लगता है। मेरे को भी नहीं याद आ रहा कौन सा वाला स्टोरी क्वेस्ट कर रहा था मैं।
I won't go into deep...
क्या का ही होगा।
The scenes tend to be... Not only have they...
That's beyond...
I don't know how Dash... If I don't do
something...
I don't know.
That's setting the bar.
I mean, if he was even remotely
इन्होंने भी वो skip का option डालना था यार। वो उधर इंग्लिश में जैसा है वैसा।
It's all right, my
lord.
He'd say, nope, but the problem was they were tales of...
Sounds like you're...
More or less. He seemed to think even the toys it was only much...
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, until I grew up. Looting, black, no one in the... Did they really...
I think I can
Yeah, but... Don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now.
Fast forward
I had a huge argument with my father, and I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father.
long time no see.
I just want to protect those that are close to me.
वही तो। अरे तुम ही तो नहीं दिखे, मेरा तो स्ट्रीम चालू है। तुम कहाँ थे भाई?
I see.
It is.
That may be true.
Well, no.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Huh?
Well, she's super tough.
I'm inclined to agree. I'll wait for news from you in the city.
All right, then let's get...
You probably forgot me. नहीं नाम याद है मेरे को यार, ऐसे भूला नहीं हूँ मैं। बाप रे बाप, इतना दूर है क्या क्वेस्ट? बाय द वे आर्या भाई हिंदी चलेगी ना? कि इंग्लिश ही कल स्टोर जाके देखता। हाँ आज गई नहीं क्या तुम? मुझे लगा आज चले गए होंगे तुम स्टोर। कहाँ नहीं आगे में।
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Anyway, they've become extreme. They even attack.
Even the most ferocious.
That's right. A portion of their. Yeah, and a few days ago,
Sorry,
rather than
bhai.
saying they're.
Wait.
Okay, only
You
English.
heard me right. The vast majority of their victims
I
are
play
mercenaries
Valorant
from the
a
other
lot
brigades
now.
of Deshret's relics. If their own
Oh,
goals
I
were
play
more, they
Valorant
could have gone
too,
out.
bro.
Unfortunately. Oh,
Give me
one
your
last thing
idea,
we
we
discovered was
will
that
play
over the past
together.
few years, as Deccan al-Ahmar became
स्टोर
more
वाले
and more
क्या
active,
क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं
Deshret's
लेते क्या?
relics as a whole became
स्टोर वाले
a lot
मैनेज
weaker.
कर सकते अगर उनका कुछ होगा तो।
Sounds mighty strange to me
तुम
too.
जाके देखो
Harun,
हो सकता है
gotta
चांसेस
say,
है
though,
क्योंकि मैं
didn't
जब
expect
लेने
you to
वाला
go
था
on a
तब
whole-
मैं गया था तो वो बोल रहे थे कि होगा
What
करके।
he said.
तो ट्राई करके
Yeah.
देखो।
And while they went, any
पापा
survivors
को
of the
लेके
attack?
जाऊंगा कल सीधा। हाँ
You rushed
वैसे
over
ट्राई
to see-
करके
Although this
देखो।
new friend of yours looks a little green behind the.
Like-
Now that we know you are.
Hey, what about Paimon?
आर्या भाई
Oh,
I didn't understand
in
like
that case,
what
then you better take care.
चलेगा
of
रे
what
अच्छा
you
हिंदी
need.
अरे फिर हिंदी बात करो
If you
यार मेरे
had
को
only
इंग्लिश
survived
पहले
on
इतनी
sheer luck,
खास नहीं है
then
मेरी।
that alone would still
मेरे पे
make it
क्रेडिट
quite
कार्ड नहीं
formidable.
तभी भी वो ईएमआई देंगे
no
स्टोर
idea.
वाले। हाँ फिर
Oh,
नहीं तो
one
क्या
other thing. We
दे
have
सकते
another-
वैसे।
the deputy put a.
Sorry to
बाकी
Gotta
की
admit-
प्रोसेस होती है ना यार बस क्रेडिट कार्ड से थोड़ी
Awkward
होता है बाकी भी
silence.
बहुत होते
Didn't we
ऑप्शन।
agree we never? Huh? What?
I don't.
Are you kidding me? I missed a
No
once in a
offense,
lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even
ये
gonna
ऐसा
tell
कुछ
me?
नहीं है। हेलो
All right. We can.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisha, get your butts over here.
A thing?
There aren't many rules or graces when if someone
रैंक
starts getting under
वैलोरेंट
your
रैंक
skin,
मेरा
just
सिल्वर
yell,
1 है।
and also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being
You
direct
have
and getting
skins
it all
नहीं,
is
वही
also
तो
why I
दिक्कत,
never
skins
speak
नहीं यार
feelings
वैलो
when I
में।
talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll
एक भी
laugh.
स्किन है मेरे पास वैलो में।
Hey, knucklehead.
Yeah. All you gotta do
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my.
will do.
तुम्हारा कौन सा रैंक है वैलो में? बाप रे बाप तो गंदा लैग हो गया था। अभी कहाँ में जाने का है? चलिए, ये साइड। Amazon से ऑर्डर करके देंगे क्या वो लोग? अरे वैसा नहीं होता ना स्टोर से, वो स्टोर है ना उनका यार। Amazon से क्यों करेंगे वो? स्टोर होने के बाद वो क्यों Amazon से करेंगे वो? भाई कैसे बातें कर रहे तुम? स्टोर से करते हो मैनेज। तुम जाके देखो कुछ ना कुछ हो सकता है
This
चांसेस
should be
है।
the place. Let's find. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another.
No need to worry.
फर्स्ट इसमें मिलने
Here they
को
come.
ना यार मेरे
Ready?
को एलन 50-50
Let's not give
विन
them a
हुआ तो
chance to
अच्छा होगा,
react
नहीं
and
तो
end this
मिलेंगी नहीं मेरे
quickly.
को क्योंकि इतने नहीं है मेरे पास ज़्यादा फिशेस। मशरूम भी देखा मैंने। देखा है यूज़ करके देखो क्या?
That's close enough. Kamisato up. Sweet.
Everybody stand back. Nice and spicy.
अरे
You want this one?
कहाँ गए? हो गए इतने जल्दी मर गए लोग। I do have skins. अरे भाई सही सही। I am silver 3 right now. अरे फिर तो अच्छे हो तुम मेरे से।
Good.
सिल्वर
That
3
saves
के
me an
प्लेयर अच्छे
introduction.
यार। सिल्वर 1 और
Alright.
सिल्वर 3 में काफी
Time for a
डिफरेंस आता
talk.
है। अभी सीधा
Are you buddies with
क्या?
Dakar Lakmar now? Tell me,
BBG
what
में
are
न्यू
they
फोन लूंगा।
after?
BBD
You know the code of being a mercenary, just like everyone else.
मतलब BBD
The first rule is to
BBD में
never
फोन लूंगा
divulge
मतलब?
key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
अच्छा
That
सही
might
है
have worked on an
हाँ।
amateur, but I know you're just look. Think about it though. You've
पैरों
got
पर क्या
5
बोल रहे तुमको समझे ही नहीं?
I'm not joking around. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue.
They has emergency treatment.
Definitely didn't expect him to go that. I didn't expect.
Well,
Yeah, don't.
Look for clues among the goods. बिग बिलियन डेज, अरे बाप रे, वो तो काफी टाइम है फिर तो, इतना वेट करूंगी कि तुम,
maybe it's a record of something.
तब तक
Let me
कि फोन
take a
का
look.
काम तो बहुत पड़ेगा, लेकिन
This
पैर
really is a
पर
merchant caravan. They should have a record of their
ग्रुप
transactions.
में आईडी देता हूँ. अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है,
Yep.
मैसेज
I
कर
see
दो,
an entry for Dakana Lakmar
मैं फिर
right
रिक्वेस्ट
here.
दे दूंगा.
Fusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. This caravan, that person will that. Wait. Yeah. Every transaction before the last one was marked with an Anyway, the next. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamana.
Homiani.
I'd be just. What the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, but with this.
What if the Homianis have
TR
been kept in the dark?
TR1X777.
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why
मेरे
is
को
this
मेरी
caravan specifically named
आईडी
Shazamam
एग्जैक्टली
as the
याद नहीं,
person
लेकिन
of
स्टॉइक
contact?
नाम है.
They could have
मतलब
just
उसका
as
नंबर
easily
नहीं
bought
याद मेरे
goods
को.
such as food and
आर्या
medicine
भाई,
directly from
तब तक
caravan
भाई का
Rebot
फोन
or
कब्जे में कर
Polonis.
लूंगा लगा तो.
Yeah, funding violence and looting.
ये सही बात है, उसका फोन ले लोगे.
I've been to their
काम
estate
पड़ने
many
से.
times. The only potential, but that's still just a speculation. You're probably right.
अरे मेरा सीओसी का आईडी रिकॉर्ड नहीं हुआ
You
यार.
ask me. I'm not worried. Let's go find my. If
बहुत
we're
ही खराब है
lucky,
सीओसी.
we can not only.
चल मैं वैलो खेल रहा.
I've
ओके
considered
ओके
that
खेलो, मैं आऊंगा
possibility.
बाद में फिर.
But even still,
खेलते फिर
I
साथ
want
में.
to tell her
आर्या
what we
भाई,
found. She
मैं भी
showed
खेलता
genuine.
रात
That's not
में
how I
खेलूंगा,
do.
लेकिन
Right.
तब तो तुम ऑनलाइन रहे तो फिर खेलेंगे.
Let's pay another
स्टॉइक
visit.
नाम से रिक्वेस्ट आएंगे, एक्सेप्ट करना फिर. क्वेस्ट कंप्लीटेड. ये हो गया होगा मेरा कमीशन. रात में फिर आ रहे कि नहीं आज वैलो पैरावर कि अभी खेल रहे? रात में खेलेंगे साथ में अगर तुम होंगे तो.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra at.
सेंट पैराबॉय बाय. ओके ओके, मिलते भाई बाद में. हुए 14 और ये 19 ही है. फुल्स करता मैं 10 फुल करता इसमें. कर देना. 120 और ये हो जाएगा ना भाई. 2 और 10 हो जाएंगे. किस्मत ही खराब है, तो देते नहीं कुछ. यान पे चलो अच्छा है, यान पे का ये कुछ है. यान पे बहुत यूज करता था यार मैं पहले. यान पे बहुत सही लगती थी मेरे को. 3 विशेष पीटी मेरी 45 होंगी शायद अभी तो. कैमरा का वेस्ट हो गया. ये तो 5 भरे हैं.
Better to do. We could go foraging for ingredients.
2 कॉन्स्टलेशन खुले ना इसके. ये क्या इंक्रीजेस यानी कि चार्ज अटैक क्रिट रेट. यो पैरा सॉरी आई डिड नॉट वेट। अच्छा मैच स्टार्ट होने लगते हैं आर्या भाई की गलती से। ओम भाई आज की डेली खत्म कर लिए क्या तुमने?
Salt and pepper or garlic
एक विश इसका भी है ना, एक विश कर लेते इसका। अभी वो फार्म करने जाना पड़ेगा। टेस्ट रन का ये कर लेते टेस्ट रन। ठीक है डेंड्रो है ये। डेंड्रो कैरेक्टर फायर फायर
Let's get down to business.
teamwork is strength.
I'll do it, Montagne. They're hype. Now this.
This will brighten up the place.
Finally hype.
बाप रे मर गए। डेंड्रो का मेरे को रिएक्शन भी नहीं समझ रहा क्या दे रहा हूँ।
Mighty mythical beast.
क्या रिएक्शन हो रहा है पता नहीं।
Neutralize. Coming through. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Let me try my blade.
This will brighten up the place. Extract.
अब दूसरा ट्राई कर लेते हैं।
Get them.
This will be You're a very little shot.
Right hand into the fire.
Come a little closer.
So sorry.
Let's fucking
प्लेन फ्लॉक्स यो व्हाट्सएप ब्रो आप बताओ। उस दिन की लाइनअप सही थी लेकिन वाइपर के मजा आ गया खेलने क्यों। लेकिन किस्मत इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी यार, अपन जो साइड को जा रहे थे उसके दूसरे ही साइड आ रहे थे एनिमी। आस्था भाई अभी याद है मेरे को। इसमें फ्लिंट फ्लॉक्स करके क्यों नाम डाला वैसे आस्था भाई तुमने? कुछ मीनिंग होता है क्या फ्लिंट फ्लॉक्स का? ठीक है अभी तो क्या काम कर सकते अपन? देहाया का स्टोरी टेस्ट करें। आर कॉन्क्वेस्ट कर रहा है। अच्छा अच्छा ऐसे। हाँ नाम तो सही है वैसे, बात तो है तुम्हारी, नाम तो मजेदार है। ऊपर में जाना है। लिफ्ट को भी बुलाना पड़ेगा नीचे। आ रही आ रही। युवा खेलते नहीं, खेलता हूँ मैं लेकिन रेगुलर नहीं चालू है, कभी कभी। अभी इसमें येलन लेने के लिए लेनी है ना, इसलिए इसका ये फार्म चालू था। युवा में हेल्प चाहिए होगा तो बताना बिल्ड में। हाँ हाँ चलेगा। युवा में मैं लास्ट कैरेक्टर वो पुल किया था यार, वो उसका नाम भूल गया, लेकिन मैं उसके ड्रैगन का अटैक करते हुए ड्रैगन निकलता, वो मस्त थी वो कैरेक्टर। इसके भी ऊपर जाना है लगता है। टेलीपोर्ट पॉइंट नहीं था कि इधर में सीधा ऊपर चले जाते थे। लगता है मैं गलत जगह से आ गया। जिंसी, हाँ जिंसी जिंसी थी। अभी कौन सा कैरेक्टर है उसमें? मैं देखा ही नहीं, अभी काफी टाइम हुआ, ओपन ही नहीं किया मैं। और यहाँ पे टेलीपोर्ट पॉइंट था, देखो मैं कितना मेहनत करके ऊपर आया, कितना खराब। इतना दूर से आया मैं ऊपर में।
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely
चांगली है,
exhausted now
अच्छा
that she's
अच्छा।
finally relaxed.
कैसा है कैरेक्टर, अच्छा है कि
And I'm
चांगली?
super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
तुम ले रहे क्या चांगली? अरे हाइमन तो देखो बेड भी नहीं लगता उसको, पीलो पे ही मार जाती हुई तुसी।
Delicious.
अरे दोनों पास पास ही सो गए थे।
Paimon wants seconds for free.
Wait. Get what happened? Why is everyone running? No idea. Something must have happened. Stop asking.
कुछ तो भी हो गया लगता है।
Uh-huh. What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even.
They're here! Yeah! There you are! Oh, thank goodness!
We still in Laveroon. Do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed. Yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible.
Oh no, it can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you?
We have to go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey, hey! Be careful!
नीचे जाने का अपने
Attention, please evacuate
कहाँ से जाने का
upwards and outwards. If you're already at the top of the flare, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest...
कहाँ में जाना है उनको वो तो ऑपेरा हाउस
Look, there are a ton of Fatillian Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left instructions. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give...
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier, as you well know.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is...
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found out...
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safe? Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was... Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't... Hold on. The water in the teacup is...
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
Huh? I don't quite understand.
Have we entered into the next stage of the
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You
Very well. It was indeed.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by...
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now?
So what gift must the loser give?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking...
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness.
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mimonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the
I must say, we've spent long enough, Miss Farina. As the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But look at—
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to—
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such—
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the— Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? save us. How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Eve Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we...
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eye. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your
An emergency response.
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like...
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly... Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must...
Yes, that's exactly right.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the... Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon's super...
If it's on my tea table, it must...
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over... it is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must...
Paimon's coming... The tea party turned out to be... Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them.
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to... By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow...
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has... Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparation?
No need. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her...
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually... Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After... It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydrognosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please?
The fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all... I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Udex Nuvillet is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Nuvillet hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts in...
Probably the handiwork of that...
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like... Oh, and I have an additional mission.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, the initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence. You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden.
You attack?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever... I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either. I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the... Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require... It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my... Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other. So
Neuvillette?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I am concerned that... Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that... You can't tell us? Then that's okay.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us.
Huh?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? Dragon of... Huh?
Please do not. My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the Dragon Sovereign of Water, right?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep the...
Right, of course. Well, there's still something Paimon wants...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you were able to force back the Primordial, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you...
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archons.
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient... In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions...
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon... We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler.
Looks like you're recovering nice.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed.
Oh, how did she...
She told me that...
She didn't want to stress you out. That...
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the
You meant father?
She said a few things that were,
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which...
Father's
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah?
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then
Another implies that you are... Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as...
We're sorry, but we just had...
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to...
Hey, it wasn't just me.
Something like... I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear quick whenever he'd say that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with work.
These two, they sure are a lot.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be...
There is no escape! Get them! Torn to oblivion! So, everybody stand back! Illusion shattered!
Mind the danger. Be still.
doing all right? We're fine, but with a few people's at stake, oh, of course. How did Nervalet? Sure, Nervalet. I ran into the bar. If you're not, just let me know if you. I'd like to take.
Courier?
Yeah,
That's no excuse for...
Courier, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the...
And you?
Yep.
It can be a bit annoying.
I mean, the
Oh, yeah?
You two really are just used...
Not at all!
Did my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface?
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing.
We're fine, for the most part.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the quartz of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also...
Were the gifts milk...
Nervalet got the milkshake. Cloran...
those aren't even...
Well, it's Nervalet's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about... Oh, and I have some gifts...
Are these from...
Nope, they're from you. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use...
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your...
Adventure time.
Back in the cell again. We're no longer prisoners, though, so it really doesn't feel the same. Sure feels that way. Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not... It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems. You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you? Let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon, just got thoughts making. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside ourselves. We should be safe now, right? All right then. Good night to you, traveler.
Let's go find some treasure.
Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on! We've got to go complete the release procedures now! Please, sign here. It's been so long since we've been to the surface.
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks.
Let's go ask the Duke.
We go!
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you.
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just...
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from this. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, by the...
I believe today is this...
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes.
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now? That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that... Oh, yeah. Paimon feels fond of this place now. Then be sure to come back and visit.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries. You must be busy. Paimon would...
Ah, so you do have a...
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too? Yeah, don't worry. We'll come back to see you. Paimon...
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best. Well, it seems our work in the... We should probably... You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette? Please pass...
I'm sure just your... You're right.
Adventure time!
Harmonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got...
Everyone's so busy.
Hello. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the mellows...
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish it.
All right. much.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the fortress of Meripede.
That's right, and we can...
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right! We asked the Duke and he said it was...
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, the source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. However, if the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than...
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
Should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's some...
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right.
He looks pretty sad.
My leg! How could this have happened?
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
Here we go. Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we...
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety.
He's wounded?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor.
Understood. I'll take...
All right.
You'll...
I'm sorry.
This...
Right. A little earlier,
we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded on an aquabus. But before we knew it, the rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people... The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of... The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, no one knows if this could happen again. Try our best.
Oh, awful. And
it was quite frightening indeed. I only would...
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Sorry. I need to go for now.
And out she goes. Seems it might be a
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so, of course, we should remain ready for Traveler. Paimon?
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.